Today we are studying 2.6. And your book calls it Ratios, Rates, and Conversions. We call it dimensional analysis. Dimensional analysis. So, what that really means is that we are converting from one label to another. Now, we are going to do it by what we call the ladder method. You are going to draw, it's not really a ladder, but it's long, I don't know, long one-sided T, I guess. Your given information is going to go in the first set of boxes. In the next set of boxes are going to be your conversion factors. Once we have it to the correct label, you're going to draw a second line, almost like an equals. We multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom, and we divide last, just like order of operations. Okay, so let me show you a really, really simple one and how that's going to work. So let's say I want to go from 13 feet to, let's say, and I know you guys know how to do this already, but I'm going to say it to inches. I'm going to show you how it goes into our ladder. So our given information goes in the first spot. So 13 feet goes here, and you have to put your label there. The next set of boxes is what we call a conversion factor. The conversion factor tells us how many feet to inches. And you have to put feet, since feet are on the top right here, it needs to go on the bottom. And we can go feet to inches. 1 foot is 12 inches. Now, since our feet right here cancel, we can cancel this label, and you'll notice our label is now inches. So I'm going to draw a second line. I'm going to multiply across the top. 13 times 12 is, I don't know, 156. My label is inches. It's divided by 1. Okay, so this is going to help us cancel the correct labels as we're working. This is called the conversion factor, which we're going to be using a lot of different ones as we go. Okay? You trust me, right, Marco? Okay. All right. So here we go. We're going to do example number 1. And I'm going to actually start at number 12, and I'll come back to 10 shortly. But I'm going to start with number 12 through 24. And we're going to start off really easy. Let's say I want to do 63. Let's go 63 feet to yards. So I'm going to draw my ladder. 63 feet goes in my first set of boxes. My conversion factor, because feet are on the top, I have to put feet on the bottom. Yards is going to go on top. What can you guys tell me about feet and yards? 3 feet and 1 yard. So I'm going to put 3 feet and 1 yard. My feet label cancels, so I just have yards. I'm going to draw my line. Now I multiply across. 63 times 1 is 63 yards. 3 on the bottom. Now I go ahead and divide. 63 divided by 3 is 21 yards. Huh? Let's try another one. Okay, so let's try. What if I want to go from 23 seconds to minutes? So I'm going to start by putting 23 seconds in my first set of boxes. Excuse me. My next set of boxes is my conversion factor. Since seconds is on the top, I have to put seconds on the bottom. And I can go from seconds to minutes. So 60 seconds is 1 minute, right? Everybody agree with that? So we're going to go ahead and cancel our seconds label. We're now in minutes. It's the only label I have left. I'm going to go ahead and multiply across. 23 times 1 is 23. Divided by 60. Perfect. Minutes. Okay? Now, there are times where it's going to take more than one conversion factor. I know. So let's do example number 2. All right, how about if we go from 2 kilometers to feet. All right, so my given information is 2K, 2km. All right, that means if I've got kilometers on top, it has to go on the bottom over here. Now, I need to figure out what I can convert it to. On page 814 in your book, so if you look at page 814, hopefully, there is all of the different conversion factors. And in the middle, it tells you that 1 mile is 1.61 kilometers. You guys see that right in the middle on page 814? Okay, so 1 mile is 1.61 kilometers. So that's going to be our first conversion factor. 1 mile is 1.61 kilometers. So now my km cancels. I'm in miles, but what am I trying to get to? Feet. So now I have to do another conversion factor. And I have to put miles on the bottom, and I can go to feet. 1 mile is how many feet?
That's a good question.
You're on there, 5,200 and? Yes, very good. 5,280 feet. So now my miles cancels, and I'm in feet. So I'm going to multiply across the top. 2 times 1 times 5,280.
Oh, that's a good question. 10,560.
Okay, on the bottom I have 1.1 times 1. Oops, forgot feet.
And that's 1.1.
6.1. And of course, what do we do last?
Divide by 1.6.
Yes.
Which is 6559006.
6559.
Yeah.
Point what?
006.
Okay. Everybody get the same thing? All right. So sometimes we have two different conversion factors in there, right? That can happen. Too bad. Let's do another one. How about let's go from, let's do a really good one. No. No. How about 2.5 days to minutes? All right. So we're going to start with 2.5 days. My first conversion factor, I have to put days on the bottom. 1 day is how many hours? 24. So then you'll notice that my days will cancel. Now I'm in hours. I'm trying to get to minutes. So what would be my next conversion factor? So 1 hour is how many minutes? 60. Very good. 60 minutes. Now my hours cancel. So I'm in minutes. I'm going to draw my line. So on the top, I'm going to multiply 2.5 times 24 times 60. I get 3,600. And that's minutes divided by 1. All right. Let's go to example number 3. Example number 3. Okay. This is 26 through 30. Now we are going to do, how about 45 miles per hour to feet per minute. Now we are changing 2 labels, right? Okay, so again we start with our ladder. This is our given information, 45 miles in 1 hour. So first we want to get rid of miles and we want to go to feet. All right? So if miles are on top, I have to put miles on the bottom and feet on the top. We said 1 mile is 5,280 feet. So our miles cancel. So now we're in feet per hour. But we're trying to get to feet per minute. So I need to do another conversion factor. Since hours is on the bottom, to cancel it, I have to put it where? On the top, exactly. And I'm going to go to minutes on the bottom. 1 hour is 60 minutes. So again, I'm going to cancel my hours. On the top, I have 45 times 5,280. Yep, so we have 237,600 feet. 1 times 1 times 60 divided by 60 minutes. And we got 3,960 feet per minute. As long as you stay organized, you'll notice that we get to each of the labels by canceling them, right? Okay. Let's try one more of these, and then we'll go back and talk about number 10, I mean, and then we'll be done.
Number 10, like you're saying the other side?
No. Sample number 4. Let's go from, let's go from 60 feet per second to kilometers per hour. All right. My given information goes here, 60 feet in 1 second. So which one do we want to switch to first? Do you want to go feet to kilometers, or do you want to go seconds to hours? What do you guys want to get rid of first? Okay. So remember that our conversion factor in the back went from kilometers to miles. So what does that mean we've got to do with feet? We can't go straight to kilometers. We have to go to what first? Miles first. So we're going to put feet on the bottom, miles on top. 1 mile is 5,280 feet. Feet cancels. Now we're in miles per second. Correct. Now we got to put miles on the bottom and kilometers on top. 1 mile is 1.61 kilometers. So my miles cancels. So now I'm in kilometers per second. So I'm halfway there. I got to go to kilometers per hour. So what's my next conversion factor? Can we go seconds to hours? You got to go seconds to what first? Seconds to minutes, exactly. So we're going to put seconds is on the bottom right now, which means we have to put seconds on the top. We're going to go to minutes. 60 seconds is 1 minute. My seconds cancel. So right now I'm in kilometers per minute. Correct. Now we have to put minutes on the top and hours on the bottom. 60 minutes is 1 hour. My minutes will cancel. Am I in the right label now? On the top I have kilometers. That's what I need. On the bottom I'm in hours. That's what I need. So I'm going to draw another line. On the top, we're going to multiply 60 times 1 times 1.61 times 60 times 60. So on the top, we have 347,760 kilometers. On the bottom, we have 1 times 5,280 times 1 times 1 times 1, or 5,280 hours. And now we divide. We get 65.86. That's kilometers per hour. Questions?
Is there going to be a question like that?
Well, I wouldn't do an example if there wasn't. Right? Okay. Last thing I need to talk about is what we call a unit ratio. A unit ratio is simply a conversion factor with 1 in the denominator. Some examples are 60. That's not a 60. Some examples, try that again. Some examples are 60 miles in 1 hour. That's a unit ratio. Sometimes we have a pop is $1.89 per 1 can. That's a unit ratio. We have a 1 on the bottom. So sometimes we're just going to divide it to get it as a 1. That's the whole goal, okay? Now, here is my final example. This is example, 6? 5. Example 5, and this is going to go back to number 10. It's where you're going to start your homework. All right. So, Franklin has an area. No, not a person, an area, a city. Franklin has an area of 230 square miles. a population of population, let's say, of 2,640. Let's see. Rosie's, which is another city, has an area of 150 square miles. You guys listen? 150 square miles and a population of 1,260. My question for you is, which city has a greater population per square mile? So what we're going to do is we're going to start with Franklin. And this is your key, population per square mile. So for Franklin, we're going to take the population, which is 2,640, and divide by the square miles, 230. We are making a unit rate. So 2,640 divided by 230 gives us 11.47 people per square mile. All right, now we're going to do Rosie. All right, that one is going to be 1,260 divided by 150. And we get 8.4 people per square mile. So which one has a greater population per square mile? Franklin definitely does. This is exactly what you have to do for number 10 to start. Okay? Anybody have any questions? Again, that super important page that you might need is page 814 in your book with all the conversion factors. Okay? Any questions? All right, you guys still have about 10 minutes, so why don't we go ahead and get started? So in case we have any questions when we get going.